Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my Gig-Olos and Gigolettes. It's me, Gio. Y'all know who the fuck it is. My iPhone is inside charging. I gotta go pick up some food. So I apologize for the angle because of the way the magnet is on my Android. It's lower down, so I have to film at this funny angle. Alright, so TaskRabbit saved my ass today. I was out, I turned Lyft on around 6:45 this morning. And then around 9:30ish, I want to say, 10 a.m. That's when I was making that video. That's when I got the notification about the same day task. And so I kept Lyft on for a while. I didn't filter anywhere. Just looking for short, low rides in the city because that's where the task was. And and then yeah, the task was scheduled for 12:30, so around like 12:10, that's when I didn't fuck with Lyft anymore, and I just parked and sat and waited until 12:30. That task took a little over an hour. I only invoiced one, and it was a difficult move. We had to take the legs off this heavy dresser and then go up 2 flights of stairs. There was a little bit of like manipulating and angling that had to be involved for this, and the client was so happy she added I think a 25% tip on the pay, so I got like $60 for an hour, which pretty much saved my day because on Lyft today from 6:45 till, let's just say, noon. 5.5 hours ish. I only made $91. 91. So 91 divided by, let's just round up. Divided by 5, that will be what? 17-15 hours, 1760. 5.5. You're looking more like $16 an hour on Lyft. Very few power zones. I think I only nabbed 2. One of them was for $9. Yeah, and like I said, I know this is anecdotal, guys. I never pretended to be a guy that knows how to make money in every market. That was never my approach to being a rideshare YouTuber. So obviously, if I say things are looking bad in Chicago, that doesn't necessarily mean things are looking bad in Dallas, things are looking bad in New York. That doesn't mean that at all. But as of right now, I do believe because of the pandemic unemployment or whatever assistance, because those checks haven't been rolling out to the people that were previously on unemployment, a lot of people are back on app, and the market is dried up. At least for rideshare. Maybe for delivery, I don't know. All I know is today was really, really bad. This whole week was bad for rideshare. But one of my subs commented and asked me my thoughts on the cab industry, and I actually was going to make a video about this a while ago. And I honestly feel, no joke, the cab industry, I don't know how it's been surviving the last 3 years, right? Because Uber and Lyft, rideshare services arrived in like 2014 to major markets, immediately disrupted the cab industry, immediately. Where are, cab industries, the cab, industry, the cab racket has not been doing that well over the last 2 or 3 years. They've been hanging on by a thread. My question is, how are they doing now during the COVID era, because they were beaten down pretty good by the rideshare companies. They, took their whole business model and flipped it on its head. Customers enjoyed it more. Full-time, I said this before, a full-time cab driver in Chicago, because if you don't own the medallion, then you essentially had to cover all your fees before you actually took home any money, right? If you were leasing the car and the medallion. But those guys, if you hustled, if you were a full-time cab driver and you were pretty much scamming your passengers and pulling the old cabbie tricks that everyone hates, you were probably clearing 6 figures as a cab driver in Chicago, after expenses, after fees. Now, probably over the last 2 years, you're probably taking home, after your expenses, maybe a couple $1,000s. Maybe. Medallion fees, insurance, car rental, all the fuel. You're definitely not killing it, And I gave a ride to someone going to the airport a few weeks ago, and he said the amount of cabs that are active in Chicago is in the hundreds right now. 2020 or 2021 could literally be the end of the cab industry. Okay? And that was like the cab industry, in my opinion, it kind of cannibalized itself, right? The consumers were not in love with the cab industry, but it was the only game in town. And the cab industry never innovated, right? It didn't go with the flow. It didn't keep up with change. It never evolved. And that's why cabs have gotten less and less popular over the years. But here's the crazy part, is rideshare is not doing much better. Uber and Lyft they're not the powerhouses they were a couple years ago. In the eyes of the public, everyone knows they're dirty companies. They treat their employees like shit. Uber's always in the news for something, getting sued. Lyft, not as much, because it's usually Uber, but they're not a bunch of angels over there at Lyft either. Like I said, I honestly think we could see there are still going to be some cab companies, but honestly, I think cabs are, it's a dead industry. It really is. And I feel bad for all the people that own medallions and stuff like that. There's some people saying that the medallions are making a comeback in New York. I don't know if that's true or not. We shall see. But here's the sad part is rideshare doomed to fail too? Is Uber and Lyft? Because a couple years ago I said that Uber and Lyft might go bankrupt in the next 3 years. They were like, those companies were on a collision course of bankruptcy before COVID. And then COVID hit, and now it's like, now they're losing so much damn money, and it might be a better idea for them in the next few years just to sell their data to Google or whatever. Tesla's supposed to launch their ride-sharing company in the next year or so. Tesla's got all this, they got so much fucking money. Tesla could literally buy all of Lyft's data bank, and that would benefit Tesla way more. And I think Tesla could potentially be the Uber and Lyft killer, right? And I'm not even talking about the robo-taxis. Tesla is set to launch a rideshare service with human operators, and how that's going to work is the human operators are going to be driving a rideshare platform. And how Teslas work, as you guys know, with all the sensors and computers everywhere in the car, essentially the human operators will be mapping the robo-taxi system. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, it might take 20 years. But that is the game that Tesla wants to play. That's their kind of long-term goal, and honestly, I think they're going to do it. I mean, like I said, I don't think automated cars and robo-taxis and shit are coming next year, the following year, next 5 years, maybe next 10. You know, you have to get enough public approval. You have to get insurance approval. It's not going to happen overnight, but with the cab industry cannibalizing itself and then getting completely, you know, it was hanging by a thread before COVID. Now it's pretty much on, the cab industry's on life support, and Uber and Lyft, you know, they're self-destructive. They are a self-destructive company, and that was the case before COVID. And how are they going to recover post-COVID, right? So, yeah, that's how I currently feel, guys. I honestly think, you know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I don't think Tesla's trying to take over the world, but I do think Tesla will be the leading voice in things like rideshare in the coming years. And I do think they've been waiting in the wings. I think Tesla and Google have been waiting for one of these companies to drop off so they can just come in. I've been saying that for years. I still firmly believe that. But the question is, which one will be the first one to throw on the flag? You know, to throw on the towel, to wave the white flag? Uber or Lyft? Let me know in the comment section. Obviously, I appreciate all the comments. Oh yeah, check out Covert, 30 days free. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. Thank y'all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay healthy, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.